Hi, and welcome to another video by Get It Done Home Repairs. Today's project, we're going to be replacing this fan control switch with a new switch. All right, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to our circuit breaker box, and we made sure that the power supply is turned off, which I already did. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to take out these 4 screws right here, and then we'll come up underneath here and gain access to this switch. All right, so let's get in there. Let's get started. All right, first thing we'll do is we'll come in here with our regular flathead screwdriver. We're going to remove these screws that hold the faceplate on. I know I said this a million times before, but don't lose them. We're going to need to reuse these. Next, we'll come in here with our screwdriver. We're going to take out these 2 screws here. Next, we're going to pull our switch out. Let's pull our wiring out so we can gain access to the leads in here. As you can see, these 2 wires, they're both black. It looks like the ground was left disconnected. Not sure exactly why they did that. Okay. As I said, we have the power in the off position right now. Now, if you're not sure if the power is off, you get yourself something like this called a non-contact voltage tester and just touch the wires. If these wires were live, it would be beeping like crazy, which it's not. So we are actually positive that the power is off right here. All right, next thing we're going to do is we're going to take this, pull it away like that. We're going to take this, hold it with our fingers like that, unscrew this, just take it off. Let's pull this wire off here as well. Next, we're going to take this one. We'll take this off here as well. Now, I'm assuming that this one here is the hot lead, or the power coming in to the switch itself, and this one is the one that goes up to the fan itself. All right, but we're going to test that in just a minute. All right, so this switch is now disconnected. This is finished. We're going to get rid of this, and we're going to put the new one in. Now we're ready to install our new fan control switch. We pulled one wire out, which is our ground wire, which is right in here. I'm not sure why they had it disconnected before, but we're not going to leave it disconnected. We're going to connect it the way it's supposed to be. So we take our ground wire, the green wire, we wrap it around the ground wire from the box itself, which is usually just a copper wire with no insulation on it. We're going to take a wire cap, screw it over the top just like this until it's as tight as you can make it by hand. Right, once you have it tight, grab the wires, give it a pull, make sure it's nice and tight, which it is. Now this particular one, this switch is going to be controlled from one location, but if it was going to be controlled from a second location, we would use this wire here, but we're controlling it from a single location, so we're not using this. We're just going to cap it off and put it inside here and get it out of the way. Okay, so this one we're not going to use. Now, remember what I said to you about we believe that this was the power coming in. It is the power coming in. As you can see, we have 2 red wires here. Your wires may be different colored on your particular application. All right, so we know that this one here is the power, as we just found out, and it is turned off again, just so you know. We're going to take this cap off. We're going to now take our black wire, and we're going to wrap it around here as well. Hold the 2 wires with your hands like this, and just wrap it around like that. And then we'll take our wire cap and screw a wire nut over the top. Again, nice and tight as you can by hand. Okay, tug the wires, make sure you have a good connection, which we do. Next, we're going to connect our red wire onto this one here, which this one is the one that goes up to the fan itself, this black wire. Then we take our wire nut, screw it on like this, nice and tight. And when everything is tight, we're going to tuck all these wires back in here. Now, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to push our ground wire all the way into the back of the box and get it out of the way. Now, as I said, this one is useless, so we don't have to worry about that. Make sure when you put your switch in, put it in the correct position. Make sure that the writing for the company itself is in the up position where you can read it and not upside down. So this is the way it's going to go into the box. Let's tuck these wires in here. Just like that. Now we're going to grab our new screws and screw this back in place. Just like that. And that will screw them down evenly. I'm going to put this in the box we're going to center it over the holes right here, the switch itself, hold it in position, and we'll screw it down like that. Same thing over here. Okay, let's go inside, turn our power supply on, and let's test it and make sure it works. Okay, so our power supply is now turned back on, and this switch here turns it off and on, and this one will control the speed of the fan itself. So let's turn it on. I know you can't see it, but I'll show you in a second. And as you increase it, the fan speed increases as well. All right, let me just, down here, I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so we're going to turn the fan on. That's the lowest setting right now. And then as you can see, we're going to increase the speed slowly. Until it's on its maximum. And then we'll just turn the switch off. And the fan turns off. Okay, next we put our faceplate back on just like this. And then we'll grab our screws. And we'll put those 4 screws back in. Okay, that's it. Our switch now works. And the dimmer part, or the fan control speed, works perfectly as well. All right, so as you can see, replacing the fan control switch is really not that difficult. This job is done, and we're on to the next one. All right, as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.